You should already know. It's your girl, Brown Sugar, here to bring you a message. I am outside. I usually don't do the messages outside because I don't really prefer little buggies and things like that. But I've been trying to consciously spend more time in nature and things like that. I hope the audio quality is okay, but you already know what I'm here to do. I'm here to give a collective energy message, okay? Don't know what the message is gonna be. Of course, I'm gonna yap a little bit before, so if you're watching this back, just speed through if you don't want to hear me yap. I'm a yapper, professional, okay? Grand Rising, Rachel, good to see you. So good to see you. How are things? I hope things are nice for you. Things are really nice for me. Been making some large decisions for myself. Not pleasant ones, but those are the best ones. The ones you have to make for yourself that are not pleasant. Yep. But it feels good for the larger picture, if you know what I mean. Mind you, if you're watching this back and you want to join me for the next collective live, just go ahead and subscribe, turn your post notifications on. I do them at will and at random, okay? Just depends on the flavor of the day. I'm not gonna be plucking any cards. I'm gonna do it a little different today because I'm outside. I don't want my stuff touching the ground. Like if it touches the ground, that might be significant. But at the same time, it's just like I ain't gonna be I'm gonna just be looking at the card on the bottom whenever I'm done yapping. That's what it's gonna be. But it is so good to see you, Rachel. All right. It's good to see anybody who comes through and supports, for real, for real. I don't think it's gonna rain. It is very muggy out here. I mean, it doesn't feel like humid, but it's just like gray. It's very gray out here, but it doesn't feel nasty. Which I mean, I like it because it feels cool. But yes, the energy of allowing is so significant at this time. I actually made a video on Instagram. I just made a 1 minute video on Instagram about like just allowing things to happen for you. And that like it's significant to know that things are not always happening to you. Some things are really happening for you, especially those hard things. Okay, especially when a lot of y'all might have this 10 of Pentacles energy on the brain. Okay, and so when hard things happen as a result of you trying to get there, sometimes those hard things happen for you rather than to you. It will all be okay. Just some things acting up like physical things, keeping up my return to senders to be saved. Facts. I have been doing a lot of cleansing, and I mean like a lot of cleansing. I used to think that there was a such thing as like too much cleansing, and then like my spiritual leader was like, well, no, there's not really a such thing as too much cleansing, to be honest. That's weird. That motion sensor light just came on, and I'm over here, and I've been over here. Okay, let's get this message going then. Mind you, as this is a tarot message, we are to take what resonates and leave what does not, okay? Don't come up in here taking things that don't belong to you and wondering why you don't feel okay inside because you're not thinking about what actually resonates with you, okay? Like my car got paid off and now I need a new battery. My phone got paid off and now it's acting up. I may need a new one. I find it interesting that it's all happening after Mercury retrograde. Yes, that sounds about right. Because if it's not one thing, it's about to be something else. And it's just like being comfortable and knowing that. See, like you could have freaked out. You know what I'm saying? You could have made a lot of rash decisions financially as a result of that, or you can just let things happen. Naomi's lie, grand day. I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you because we was talking about cleansing, and I was talking about how I used to think that there was a thing as too much cleansing or being too like, too much of the cleansing. And I was like, then I remembered my lovely spiritual leader. She's like, no, that's not really a thing. Like, because I've been cleaning so much lately, been purging energies, even though like I don't know, like I guess since I'm an empath, I'm very comfortable with letting my heart deceive me. I gotta stop doing that. Thank you for the thumbs up, but for real, like I really gotta stop letting my heart deceive me, because I will literally be okay with so many things that I'm sitting here telling the collective not to be okay with. Why would I do? Because my heart just telling me all kinds of things. hmm It's like I'm on the right path and now things are trying to slow me down. Facts. Facts. That's how I felt a couple of months ago before we moved, before I knew that we was moving, like, and my sister finally moved everything, because me and my sister had a joint room. She had finally moved everything out of the room. I had more space. I was on fire with posting on YouTube. You was there, Rachel. I was doing the nightly live every night. Like, I was having a time and I was getting really comfortable and finally having my own space. And then boom, I had to move. And it's like 2 weeks from being told I was going to move, I had to be ready to move. And that was like so hard for me. And it really did. It caused me to like change up everything. Like I couldn't keep my stable energy because of everything else around me. I let everything else around me affect the way that I started moving. And so then I started to experience a slowdown in the growth of my channel and things like that, because mentally it was hard for me to handle a quick shift like that. And so something about being comfortable with uncomfort like helps during those kind of things, because if I was comfortable with how uncomfortable I felt, I would have been able to keep producing my lives. But I was so uncomfortable because I just didn't expect it quickly. You know, Rachel? Yeah, it was every night. I was lit with it. I used to love that. For real. You know what I'm saying? Strength is very significant at this time. The number 8 could also be significant. I know when I was meditating earlier out here, just walking around, taking in the nature, I was walking in a figure 8. But I was doing that consciously. Okay, so that could be very significant. Hello. I don't know how to say your name, lovely, but I peeped you was commenting on my videos. It's good to see you, you know? But yeah, strength during a transition could be very significant, because when I was walking the figure 8, I was saying things like, if I was in the middle of this figure 8, basically what the figure 8 to me would represent me giving out my energy and expecting it to return back to me. And then I give some energy this way and I expect it to give it back to me. And then I was noticing that as I was giving energy out, some of the energy I wasn't getting back, not what I was giving out. Like I was receiving something back, but it wasn't what I gave. It just wasn't what I gave. And that's what was really taking me out about the situation. I realized I had to let some people go because I'm so comfortable giving. I really am. But that allows me also to be deceived and be taken advantage of. But it's not really taken advantage of if I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why sometimes, like, you know, ignorance is bliss until it's not. Because I'm not ignorant to the fact that I'm not getting back nearly what I was giving out. I'm very well aware of that, and that's why it was uncomfortable for me to stay for real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, strength very significant at this time. Resonates very much 8, period. We got the 9 of Wands here as well. So 8s and 9s could be significant. It's given just very much close to the end of a shift, end of a cycle, or like close to the edge, getting ready to jump. And I saw this picture and it was so significant because like it's like you can't see the things happening like behind the scenes, but it's something about how you think the Most High may be like thumping you off the edge to nothingness. But when you trust, the Most High will thump you off that edge, but the Most High got, you know what I'm saying? The universe got the other hand there to catch you through the way. You just can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you're not really supposed to see how it happens. That's been one of the like hardest parts about my journey as a whole, like, because I can't see what's happening. Like, the only thing I see is that bank account, and that bank account is letting me know that I'm still not doing something right. But yeah, you know, like it's interesting, the energy. Like I haven't quite I was talking to one of my one-on-one students. We were talking and I was just like, you know, I'm so comfortable with saying the universal prayer, you know, Most High, if this person is not for me, take them out of my life. And you already know how it is. You know, the Most High will make something bad enough or allow something bad enough to happen through this connection to where you're like, oh no, you know? But with this specific time, cutting a person out of my life, I had tolerated a lot. And, well, it was just more like I was expecting the Most High to do the same thing, carry the most of the work. You know what I'm saying? Make, show me something bad enough to where I don't. But this time it wasn't like that. It was energetic. It wasn't on a physical level. It wasn't necessarily on an emotional level or heart level. It was an energetic level where this person's energy just wasn't, it's just not giving what mine is giving. And then it was more like, I'm like, Most High, go ahead and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? If this person not for me, let me know. But it's more like the Most High looking at me like, okay, it's your turn to do it. You got to rip them out your life. You know what I'm saying? You want this, right? Why the Most High got to do the job every time? There's a point in which you cross over and you have to become the one holding the power. Something about that. Something about that. Man, I don't know. We got the Six of Swords here too on the bottom now, talking about that intuition, because a lot of times when you're intuitive, you get that free game. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling beforehand, that feeling like something isn't quite right. And a lot of times you don't even know what it is. Like I was talking to this one client, and like we were getting deep, and this person, he didn't know why he wanted to separate from this person that he was liking. He didn't know why. He was just like, something just not right. Mind you, he had been working on himself, very proud of him, And he was like, something's not right. I don't feel like going forward. I don't feel like dragging this girl along, things like that. And I was just like, if it doesn't feel right to you, then you're, you know what I'm saying? You're right on time for ending the connection, because it's really, y'all both got to be ready. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel like leading somebody on, definitely don't do it. And it's like clockwork. And it's almost as if like, it's just like speak of the devil and he appears. He told me the next day that very night after I had gave him the reading, that person came over his house and wouldn't leave. And I said, would you look at that? Look what you saved yourself from. If you had did this 3 years from now, who knows how this person would have showed up to your door when you ended things. Like, it would have been worse. So like, very significant. Because it's like, sometimes the extra evidence is not really needed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes with the Four of Swords on the bottom, sometimes we feel like that extra evidence or that why or that answered question that you have will really help with your healing process, when really the disrespect that this person gave you, even if it was on just the energetic level, because I didn't receive disrespect on a mouthy level, on a physical level, it was on an energetic level. And this person literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I guess maybe they don't understand why it's so important to me, like how you think and how you act. And I wrote it down too, because me and my one-on-one student I was with yesterday was talking about, like, she brought up a good question, which I love a good writing prompt, especially when it has to do with spiritual growth. And she was like, if you're still connected to someone you should not be connected to, write down what it is, what part of you. Ask yourself what part of you is connected to this person who's not serving you. And I actually wrote it down. And it was surprising to me, because I didn't think that I was going to come up with that answer. Because I don't look for validation in people. And I really haven't been looking for validation in people in a long time. But guess what? I've been talking to that person for a long time. And this person was giving me validation every single day. Every single day. Great communication. All of that. And so where I wasn't looking for validation, maybe from my collective, maybe from people that I read to, I was still secretly getting validation every single day. And that's why I wasn't looking for validation in my content and things like that, because I was receiving validation for somebody, even though maybe they wasn't serving my highest good, I was still receiving validation every single day. And I had to write that down. The fact that the part that's connected to me, the part that doesn't want to let a person who doesn't serve me go, is the part that gets validation for just being every single day. And sometimes that's good enough for people. But then when I just wrote down like, that's just one box though. If I have all of these boxes that need to be checked, constant validation is just one of them. I don't need that box, and it's just one box checked. You know what I'm saying? Communication and validation, one box checked. When the most important boxes for me at the time when it comes to connections need to be how people's hearts are, how their minds are, you know what I'm saying, how they communicate with themselves and how they treat themselves. Like those are the top boxes that need to be checked. And guess what boxes wasn't checked? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's not like this person wasn't doing work or things like that. It's just like it wasn't even, and I couldn't make it even. And the only way that I could even give this person a chance to grow, if I love this person, you gotta let it go, you know, letting it go and allowing, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't let go of a person because I didn't like them. Heck yeah, I like them. I mean, I still do. Ain't no lie told there. You know what I'm saying? I still speak. Because, like, you know, a connection is a connection. But sometimes when you realize, like, I started to realize that the more romantic energy I was giving out to someone who really wasn't serving my highest good, the less my pockets grew. And sometimes it's just that simple. Sometimes it literally is just that simple, because every single person that I have cut off for me, I've seen an increase in my pockets. And so since everything started to slow down, even though it feels so good in this connection, everything around me is slowing down. And that can only really mean one thing. Energetically, for me. You know what I'm saying? Those who are spiritual, that kind of energy doesn't really have to be explained. But I understood right then. You know what I'm saying? Because things really took us extreme. Like, they were already slowing down these past couple months. But they took an extreme slowdown these past 2 weeks when I've been getting messages to not be this deep with this specific person anymore, and I was just ignoring it because I was still enjoying it. I was like, yeah, okay. That plane sounds so low. Y'all can hear that? Dang, the sound quality is giving then. Okay, I love that. You can hear the plane. But yeah, you know, it was a very difficult decision. Like, real talk, I have been sobbing. But you know, that's regular though. You know, it's all a part of healing. At least you made the right choice though. That's the most important part. Alrighty. So the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Cups. Something may be significant about some sort of wish fulfillment that somebody said they was going to go get. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told even this person I speak to every day, like, I told them, like, I know what's coming for me. And I've been saying this. And the thing about it is, I guess a person, maybe like this person didn't understand what I mean by this when I told him, like, when it comes to a time like this, like, you can't just be acting any kind of way. Like, something big is happening for me. But I mean, you really got to be spiritually tapped in to really even know what I mean by that. Because I'm just like, you can hear, oh, you sure can though, Rachel. You really can. You really can. But I just been saying that a lot in these past 2 weeks, like at a time like this, because I've been expecting some sort of shift, some sort of jump. But I had to be the one to shift the energy first. That's the real tea. And you know, I ain't really pick up on that until yesterday. Because sometimes you can pray and pray and pray for it to happen for you. But sometimes it ain't gonna happen unless you the one. Ew, get your little booty away from my phone. Get back. I don't know what kind of bug that was, but when he landed, his little butt was still moving. And I was like, you ain't about to sit here and twerk it up on my phone stand. Excuse you. Yeah, Ten of Wands energy. It's time for like that shift, that ending, that crossover. And what's funny about the Ten of Wands, because the Nine of Wands card is like 9. Yeah, he was spying. He's sitting on the side of my phone, and then his booty. Stop. That was weird. Like, but yeah, so in the Nine of Wands, you see like 9 straight up wands, but the Ten of Wands, you see him crossing the 10th wand over. And it's something about like, that's how you end the cycle, by you making a different decision. Because I swear up and down, I just knew the Most High was going to take this person out of my life. I just knew. No, you do it. And the Most High was like, nope, you do it. How serious were you? And the thing about it is, when I looked at the greater picture, I would so much, and it sounds selfish, but at this time, sometimes selfish is good. Like, I just feel like I would rather have this success that I've been chasing for way longer than to have a person that gives me constant validation every day, and that's all they give me. You know? Because it's like, if I get my wishes and it's something bigger than that, I feel like I probably wouldn't even. And this is the saddest part about disconnections and things like that, because you could go in thinking that, okay, we're going to separate, but we're going to come back together. But sometimes both of y'all grow so much that y'all probably ain't even going to want that. You know what I'm saying? By the time y'all both grow. And that's what was getting me earlier. But I'm not going to get into it too much because you know us ladies. Separation energy, 8 of Cups, that walk away. But the thing about the 8 of Cups is that it's always like you walk away from something that there was love in regardless, you know? Sometimes you walk away with the 8 of Cups and it's like there's no love left, but there was love. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I mean, essentially there was at some point, you know, that energy of love. You know? Yep. Then we got the Ace of Swords with the 7 of Swords, which really does give 8 swords, which talks about the energy of entrapment. Oh, come on now. 10 of Cups reversed. So if somebody here would have tolerated their situation, and I feel like the same with me, if I had tolerated the situation I was in where I wasn't completely happy with the results and I cemented that in, you know what I'm saying? I essentially would have trapped myself with this unhappy energy, unhappy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm the one with the wand. And it's like it would be so easy to blame someone else or blame the other person in the connection, but you can't blame someone else for the way that you feel on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And that's what was tearing me up last night because I didn't want the person that I liked to feel like I didn't like them because that just wasn't the case. I just have to be alone right now. It's me. And sometimes it's just me. And that's the realest thing about it. Like, I would love to blame somebody else for the way that I feel, but no, like, I feel the way I feel because of me. You know? Like, and sometimes it ain't no deeper than that. And then we got 7 of Cups here talking about options. Maybe somebody didn't choose the best option. You know? Okay. What more? Oh yeah, 4 of Swords is here again. Oh, somebody had to choose the option that went with their healing. That's what I had to do too. I had to choose the option that went with my healing, not the option that went with my heart. Because my heart be deceiving me, because I mean there's even spaces in my heart that's not completely healed. Oh, mind you, y'all already know. Like, how about I get triple confirmation that I am supposed to separate myself from this person in that romantic energy at this time, because the minute I'm sending this person the text, the friend, that one friend that I bring up from time to time that I gave silent treatment months and months ago so that I could hone in on my stuff. How about as I'm, mind you, they're blocked on like a couple of my social medias, I'm sitting here sending this man this separation message about how we should just be friends and things like that. And this person that I cut off months ago sends me a friend request on Facebook. Denied! Denied. No, I don't know what you thought this was, but that was just letting me know that I was cutting someone off like right when I was supposed to be. Because why did this person feel comfortable enough to friend request me? And if you're watching this right now, you're obsessed with me. I'm not going to encourage you to stop. I get it. Baby, I get it. But you should have been acting right. You're not coming back into my life on that bullshit. Please. I'm good. I'm good. 9 of Pentacles. And in the train horn, I'm good. Exactly, Rachel. Exactly. What did you think was going to happen? I accept it. Leave me alone. That was on purpose. The blocking, the fact that you can't reach me, that's on purpose. I'm not going to if you think for a chance that I'm about to have a conversation with you, maybe I will, but probably won't. Because you know what's up, baby. You already know what's up with that. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles again. I'm good. When you're of the light, they always become obsessed. Yeah, because they had a chance to be around or be in similar energy to me. And that's the thing. Everybody has a chance to be around light beings and things like that. It's the other people who choose to be around comfort, things that bring them comfort, because growing and being of light energy, they don't know that takes discomfort. They think they could just do that stuff and be comfortable all the time. No, because you can't tolerate stuff when you're in light energy. You can't tolerate darkness for long. You know what I'm saying? And if you tolerate in darkness, it has to do with some sort of authenticity. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, y'all, I was watching K-pop Demon Hunters. I absolutely love that movie. The world here talking about completion. Yeah, they didn't know that, like, I guess they didn't know, like, cutting people off and not speaking to certain people. Like, that's the hard part. That's the thing about this journey you're on. It's a new journey. You can't do all the things you're comfortable with doing when it's new. You have to get uncomfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't lean into your comfort sometimes. And it's like, even if you told this person, they still wouldn't understand. Okay? Good gracious. My creativity is coming back, which makes me so happy. I'm glad to hear it. Same here. Like, I didn't really, like, you know, even just the videos I've been uploading here recently, I feel like I've been adding the gas because I forgot about just making, because I love to go live. So I got obsessed with just doing it live and things like that. But then I was realizing I used to actually record my YouTube videos and then post them. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to do that. And so that's gonna be something you'll see me do more often. Reading outside is gonna be something you'll see me do more often. You know, like, it's just gonna be, I'm trying to make, like, new things a lifestyle and not necessarily always doing things that are comfortable with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting uncomfortable or getting comfort, getting uncomfortable being uncomfortable, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Oh yes, somebody is about to become a master at that. Creativity does cause a lot of, like, uncomfort a lot of times. Like, I don't know what I was gonna use, but what I was talking about, how much I like this Eight of Pentacles cards in this deck, though, because if you look at the Eight of Pentacles, it has the moon cycles on it, and it's almost like all phases of the moons you're tapping into this mastery, which is why it exists in the first place. And this is also why some people may watch and they still don't understand. And that's because a lot of people, it's very regular to not want to work when you're sad, to not want to work when you're upset, to not want to work at, you know, at specific times that you don't feel the most comfortable. But it's the master who shows up either way, especially when you're showing up for a collective of people. Like, how, you know, like, what kind of leader are you if, like, you know, like, because of your own personal situation, you give up completely on a group of people you're leading? And some significant about that. It's funny because you being outside to me means everyone needs to go outside and ground themselves. Yeah, it's been helping me more than I thought, because, like, I'm telling you, I don't like going outside. I don't like buggies. I don't like, last time I went outside a couple of weeks ago when I was meditating out here, or a week ago really, I got an ant bite on my foot and it was itching for a week. Like, I was like, God, can't ever go out here take my shoes off. But I still do be taking my shoes off from time to time. I just try to stay away from ant pals, for real, and spideys and crickets and whatever that was trying to hump my phone. I don't like that. But yeah, like, it could be a significant time to be grounding. Oh, and then look what comes out, the Hermit. The Hermit energy is very significant, and this is what I've been running from, because I have been, the thing about it is, I don't know why I was running from the Hermit mode when it came to this specific connection. It's because I guess because the constant validation, it just felt so good that I felt like maybe I don't have to be alone. And the thing about it is, at this time, I just heard, like, a reader say, like, something about how, like, when you are so close to that prize, the enemy will send something in that it'll change the game. Because I just knew this was the person for me right now, how it is right now. I just knew. But what I didn't know is that they were slowing everything around. Everything else was slowing down around me. And I'm trying to pick other things out my life. I'm kicking everything out my life except for this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is getting kicked out of my life except for this one. I'm like, nah, it can't be him. He's giving me a good feeling every single day. But sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's what the enemy look like. Sometimes the enemy don't look like something ugly and obvious. Sometimes the enemy's sneaky. And then if the enemy knows that you're an empath and that your heart be deceiving you, and my stomach just growled. I don't know if that's significant. It might just mean I'm hungry. Like my car battery and phone issues happened after him and I talked about moving in together. What? That is crazy. That's crazy. That's exactly how the enemy moves. And the thing about it is, it's not that. It's like the enemy definitely wants you to step out of yourself, because the true way it works is like you're not what happens to you. You are how you respond to what happens to you. So I could have let this person happen to me and just become the happening of that. Or I can say this is not good enough for me and I'm not going to keep tolerating this even though I would like to. You know what I'm saying? Because I decided that I'm not what happens to me, and I know that my potential would be limited if I kept pushing out romantic energy at this time. And I could have let that happen to me, or I could have chose a choice for me and let things fall apart for me. Something like that. Something like that. But that is so crazy how it's like right when y'all discussed it, boom. And it's like things will happen like that. It's like when you're the magician in your own life, you know what I'm saying? Like things happen like that. And I was trying to explain that to my client as well. Like that kind of stuff, when you tap in and when you do personal growth, yeah, sometimes when you call that person energy, they'll show up. And that is all like with self-work, because I could not believe my eyes when he was texting me and he was telling me that right after the reading, that person came to his house and would not leave, put her hands on him. I'm like, whoa! Ha! That was a quick turnaround. That was so quick. But, you know, the Most High allows a lot of things to happen for you. And sometimes we need to see that to not go back. Sometimes we need to see ugly things and not to go back, because the Most High knows us. Like, the Most High know my heart deceived me. Okay? That's why he allowed, the Most High, the universe, allowed me to experience that, you know? To see if I can tell the difference between when I'm truly in love with someone or when I'm letting my heart deceive me through potential. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, ladies can see the potential. And that's why we be getting the game ran on us. Because we start to see this person's potential, and this is how we see them instead of seeing them for how they actually are. We start to see them for what they could be. You know? Men too, though. Men too. But I'm saying, like, you know how it is. Someone doesn't want me to get my happy beginnings. Facts AF. They don't even want you talking. Make that phone mess right on up. Let's see what this is. Again, it's the freaking Hermit again. So it's like somebody don't know how, you know what I'm saying, the sun energy is going to come, these enlightenments, these guidances. People may not even be receiving their guidance because of people around them. I was receiving guidance, but the funny thing about the guidance I was receiving the last 2 weeks when I was feeling kind of funny is that I was looking for guidance on other things. Not guidance on what I needed guidance on. I was like, I'm not asking about that. Oh my God, but they was telling me over and over, like, listen, it's heartbreak, it's coming, but it's gonna be different this time because you gotta give it. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I did. You know what I'm saying? But making moves based on the moment and not the outcome could be very significant, because if I was thinking about the future and wanting to be with this person in the future, I would have made a move to solidify that outcome if I think that's what was gonna happen. But it's like I'm more comfortable releasing outcomes and just letting whatever is meant to happen. Especially in these past couple of weeks, like it's been I've been realizing, like, it's not a new realization, but I've been remembering rather that it's easy to like set your mind on the outcome, but what's hard to do is to say, okay, I'm okay with this happening or this happening. For example, this Sunday my grandmother said that she was cooking pot roast. I love pot roast. Sunday dinner pot roast? Oh yes. But my family was going to my mother's partner's family's Sunday dinner. And I was like, I don't know about that. Grandma's cooking pot roast. But then I said in my mind, okay, I'm gonna get dressed. You know, I'm okay with going this place, but I am also okay with going to this place because at both places there will be food that I will probably enjoy. Facts. So because of how the timing and everything, I wasn't able to get dropped off at my grandma's house for the pot roast, but I was like, it's okay. I already said that I'ma just chill it on out. Whatever happens, happens. I'm okay with going to the other dinner, even though pot roast is my favorite meal of all time. You know, so I enjoy spaghetti, salad, corn on the cob, pecan cake. I don't even like pecans, but it was really good. Okay. Um, and then I was like, you know, like it was a good time. Like, even though it's not what I wanted to do, I enjoyed myself. I met new people. It was a nice vibe. I felt welcomed. Very nice place. This is a new place. I get a little scary about new places. It was nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, okay, you know, I could get used to like trying to do things that I don't usually do because I don't really. I've been hermiting and I don't really go out unless it's with my family as of recent. So, and it was like that. But turns out like my sister needed to come to the house, and mind you, my sister lives with my grandparents. So I'm like, so I get the dinner at the other place. I come home and my sister brings me a plate of the pot roast, and that's what the message I'm trying to get across when it comes to allowing either thing to happen for your good. Because like, even though I didn't get to go where I wanted to go, where I'm most comfortable at to receive that plate of pot roast, I still got the plate of pot roast. And it's because I decided to just let things be, go to the other place, enjoy that dinner. Double dinner, baby, double dinner. My big back only talking about the fact that I got double dinner that night. Okay. Girl, Dave was like, babe, I'm gonna get you a new phone, and it's gonna be with, and it's gonna going with me to the dealership on Saturday to get my car. Oh, he's so sweet, girl. That's how I'm trying to be. Like, yes. And see, you've helped me a lot as well, Rachel, because it's like, a lot of times, like I said, my heart can be deceiving me and it allows me to settle for things. But you remind me, you know what I'm saying, with the energy you're dealing with, and how this person is with you and how they handle the energy and things like that, how they treat you so romantically. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't want like the bare minimum. I don't want just communication. I want something like, you know, like Rachel, when that somebody who's actually there, you know what I'm saying, who can actually hold some sort of weight in my life, who can actually provide if you're going to be a provider. I don't want to do all the providing, especially energetically. I don't want to be the only one building someone up, you know. That's so tea. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for always sharing that, girl, because that, it does give me inspiration, because I'm like, it reminds me not to be settling, because like I said, like, I'm an empath, so when it comes to my heart, like, I don't know, like, it's crazy. Period. Two of Pentacles. It be having me juggling two different kinds of lives. You know what I'm saying? And one of those kinds of life will end up backstabbing me in the end. Like, if I was to just settle, like, I would have literally just been asking to be like, and that's not tea. That's definitely not tea. Okay, let's see if there's anything else before I go. Like, thank y'all so much for coming through. I didn't expect as many of y'all to be here. It is 12:03, so I guess exactly who needed to be here showed up. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I did forget to say, if you're watching this back, if anything resonates, throw me a thumbs up so that I may see what it's hitting on, and comment what resonates. If you want to spread some love to me, you don't have to though. Okay? You ain't gotta love everybody, but I still love you either way. Even if you a hater, I hate to break it to you, I love you too. Even if you're that girl that I cut off and you're watching this all the way to the end, I still love you, but I'm definitely loving you from afar. You're not allowed back into my life. Oops. You know, I'm like, thank you so much to everyone. Facts. Thank you all. Thank you all. Let's see if there's any closing messages before I get up out of y'all's energy. I think I may also make a video on here today, or I might go live again a little bit later. I don't know. I just been kind of going with the flow. But I am trying to be more present in all of my spaces, right? Double tap for the like. We got a new start, and we got the devil energy, the fool with the devil. This is like just what I said. Like that new start energy, it's like you could get so close to it, and your heart could deceive you right there before the end, and you could think you're at the end because it looks like the end, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever somebody got deceived by is not what they prayed for. It just had to do with quick for me, it had to do with a lot of communication that was lacking in the previous people that I cut off. They wasn't talking to me. So this person came in and they was just talking to me all the time, and I absolutely like, yeah, look, the Empress with the King of Swords. They could talk my ear off. They could converse with me well. It made me feel like the Empress energy. But it was really illusory. You know what I'm saying? I felt like the Empress on the inside, but I know with the High Priestess what my outside was starting to look like. And it was starting to look like from the Five of Pentacles, and it looks different than what I was even experiencing a couple of months ago. Because even a couple of months ago, maybe I wasn't making all the money in the world, but it was coming in. I know what it looked like. It was coming in, okay? But with my High Priestess energy, my higher self was telling me that the connection that I had made had it looking on the outside like maybe it was the one. Oh, snap, and I see a really black butterfly. Oh, that thing is fire. Oh, it's orange. Oh, wait. It's black with brown wings. Wait, it's like black and the tips of its wings are brown. That was so lit. But yes, I've been seeing butterflies as confirmations to specific thoughts because I've only been seeing them when I'm having some sort of epiphany. But yeah, something about that, like even though I was feeling like the Empress, it was almost like an illusion because on the outside, I know that life was starting to dwindle down when it comes to my profit off of what I've been working on. You know, I wasn't seeing my return no more. I wasn't even really seeing that flow because I was in flow, baby. I was in flow. But when it started to slow down and I had kicked everybody except for this person out of my life, it was very significant. I was like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. There's one right around me. Oh, snap. It's tiny. I don't know if y'all was able to see that for real. It was tiny. It was tiny. It was a tiny black butterfly. But that's what it was giving. This Two of Cups connection had me... I began to know that the Two of Cups connection, it wasn't as equal give and take as I thought because my outside life, you know what I'm saying, was really starting to dwindle down, was really starting to look less lavish, right? And it was like almost as if I was getting... At a time where I felt like I deserved a promotion, it's almost as if I received a demotion. And it had everything to do with how I tell the collective to do one thing, but I was actively doing another thing. And that's something that I was saying that I have to work on and have to like stop doing because it's just not right energetically to be preaching one thing and doing another. And that's why a lot of people, man, I didn't mean to say preaching, but you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But like, yeah, I was realizing sometimes like at times I would have been told whoever, if I was my own client, I would have told me when whatever happened and the energy changed and I was like, I would have said let go then. But I dragged it on for 2 weeks. And guess what? I can see it in my finances. And it's just real. Like, and I'm not really that type of person to pretend like I got everything in the world, but I had some stuff. Okay. I had some stuff. I was treating myself very nicely and I can't even do those self-care things to the extent that I was doing them before. And that stands out to me. That stands out to me because I love me. Baby, I love me. Okay, last night when I sent that person that message, I love me so much that I decided to take me a late night shower and put me on some positive energy. Literally, I had to. Especially since that's all I could do at the moment. Like, but it's like something about like how if you made a large decision like that, sometime, you know what I'm saying, recently, it's almost as if you can definitely expect something to happen as a result. What you can expect, I cannot say. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you made a hard decision, but at the end of the day, the decision has everything to do with choosing yourself, you can expect to see a great result. Just like every time I expect to see a great result and I actually take action to do so, such as cutting people off. The friend I cut off, I saw great results when I cut them off. And it's not to be selfish, it is to be selfish for real. I like that. But every single time I cut somebody off, I've seen great things happen in my life. And look what it is. The chariot. And it's coming in fast. The faster you get it done, the faster it could come in. Because I know last night, before I had this conversation, I was like, okay, so how long do I have? I was asking my spirit guides, because one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask my spirit guides. I was asking how long you can hear the storms coming, period. I thought it might rain today, but I was like, I checked the weather, it didn't say it was gonna rain, but at the same time, it's got the look. Okay. Oh, I felt a drop. Rachel, you are tapped the fuck in for real. Because I just, like, right as I'm talking about that, I felt the tiniest little drop on my arm. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And it's like, it's very significant to life as well. Like, it's coming. You may not see it coming. You may feel the tiniest little drop or something. You might got a little inkling. Your intuition might be telling you something. But you know what I'm saying? You can't even imagine what's going to happen. And I don't even know what's going to happen for me. But I know that I will cut anybody off to get it. My promise, you know what I'm saying? My gifts, my financial freedom. If it take cutting you off, I will do it. And I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? What Kendrick Lamar said, cut my grandma off, cut granny off if she don't see it how I see it. There is a spiritual storm coming. Good storms or bad storms? Unsure. Right. It's going to be different for everybody. For people, you know what I'm saying? For other people, it may be something really bad, karmically happening, you know? But for a lot of people, especially if you ended up choosing you, the storm may look like it's tearing your life apart, but it's really putting things together. And like I said at the beginning, get off my phone, you stinking fly. And like I said at the beginning, like, remember that things are really happening for you rather than to you. It's good to the light and things of the ground to rearrange them. Facts. Queen of Swords energy. Let's get the last couple of little energy, because it's 12-12 right now. There might be, ooh, I got the 7 of Cups reverse. It could be no other option other than to succeed, possibly for some of us. Or whatever someone said was going to happen is coming into fruition. So the spiritual storm that's coming is like, if you spoke great things over your life, you're about to see it. But also to the people who may have spoke negative things over someone else's life, they're about to see whatever they spoke onto someone else's life happen in their own life, and they're about to get that karmic storm. It's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever happens, about to happen. Oh yeah, somebody was dabbling in something they had no business. And I feel like that is very significant to that person who reached out to a friend request on Facebook. No, you're about to get a whooping from the universe, and I am not about to be around for that. You probably been getting whooped since I left you alone. Not dealing with that, honey. My spiritual storm has everything to do with celebration, because I've chose to do the hard things for myself instead of keep myself around them comfortable ass shit, uncomfortable energies and things like that. I heard that fly. Someone is really, you heard him? Oh, he annoying, trying to get someone to read. Okay. It's really spying on you. So shoe fly, don't bother me. Say shoe fly, don't bother me. Fly, stop spying on me. Bad shoe fly, don't you bother me and stop spying on me. You actually stink. All right, let me get one more little card. An orange butterfly. Okay, yeah. So this must be the last card. One last one for the collective, and I'm out there here. I know I keep saying that, but I don't want to be talking about, I want to be ending on a dang reverse energy though. Ouch. You know, when you sit on something hard, it's hard to get up. Don't stop with it. We got the Queen of Wands here letting me know the energy of not stopping. And one of my favorite readers, Perfectly Imperfect Tarot with green eyes, that's what she was talking about. She was talking about in order to face whatever, she was talking about there being a Queen of Wands in the energy. And it's like, to face the Queen of Wands, you either got to be the Queen of Wands or higher. So it's like, show up how you've been showing up, but like, don't stop. Especially when it comes to that Eight of Pentacles energy, because somebody, whoever might be coming to energetically battle you, they can't beat you at your Eight of Pentacles because their Eight of Pentacles is reversed. You know what I'm saying? They might think they know what they're doing, but when it comes to mastery, like I said, it has everything to do with doing it all phases of the moon. So where somebody think they're a master because they do what you do sometimes, they're not. They don't understand that grind. You got to show them what that actually looks like. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm going in. I don't know what I just seen jump all the way up like that, but if it's a cricket, I don't do cricket. I don't do none of them. It might have actually been a little frog. It jumped like this high off the ground, y'all. All right. With that, I thank y'all so much for joining me. I literally didn't expect as many of y'all to come, and I didn't expect to be on here for so long, but like I said, I am a yapper. Okay? So I definitely appreciate y'all sticking through with me through the message and through the yapping and yapping back with me. Don't stop believing popped in my head. Yes, hold on to that. Yeah, for real. Even through the endings, okay? Because some of y'all might be ending a little Two of Cups situation. I know I did, okay? But it was a part of the test. And if you put a tower to that Two of Cups, even though it was hard, you the one I'm talking about in this Queen of Pentacles energy, that as long as you keep grinding and showing up in that mastery energy, you're about to see something big. The bus almost at your little stop. The bus almost at your stop. Don't you walk away from that bus stop before the bus get there thinking that it's off schedule. It's on schedule. It ain't on the written schedule. And that's the thing. Before I go, I was thinking about a lot. Love it. Thank you very much. Vet, of course, you know. I was thinking about it a lot. Like, fudge, it just left my brain. It just left. Oh, no. I was thinking a lot about how we put stuff on time. Like, we put time limits on stuff. I've realized I work best when there's not a time limit. Because time is man-made. So every time we put a time limit on something that's divine, it can't work out because divine is not man-made. You know what I'm saying? Man didn't make the divine. Man made time. So when we put ourselves on that time construct, we're constructing we're only holding ourselves to man's, like, you know what I'm saying, values and constraints. Like, you gotta allow it to happen on the universe's time or something like that. All right. Right, period. I wasn't even tripping off that beeping. But yeah, things are way much more easier for me to get everything done if I don't say, okay, I have to have this done by this day and this done by this day. I never get it done by that day because I'm a professional procrastinator. Real talk. I'm really good at procrastinating something all the way to the last minute. And so it's almost as if I never should have put a time constraint on it because I'm going to wait to the last minute anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's what the me who's the most experienced knows how to do. Like, I know how to wait to the last minute and still get it done, you know? It was even said to me once when because I was in theater and I used to do a lot of acting, but the one time I was backstage and I was one of the stage managers on the assistant stage managers, where I was backstage and I was go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that person, you know what I'm saying? Telling my little crew, go get the set. I was that person. And it was said to me once by the person who was over the technical side altogether. He was like, how every time I come back here, you playing around, but when I go look at the stage and the setup and everything like that, it's always on time. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I just got that touch. Okay, but something might be significant to someone. If you have yourself on a timetable, let's try to release that time. I am saying, you too? Hey, maybe it's perfect timing. That part. Because of the perfect timing, for sure. God's timing is always right. Just remember that. Facts. Because sometimes you could start getting disappointed in the divine, and that's not how you attract things. You know what I'm saying? It was, Oh snap! So I love Dion Cole. If anybody watches Dion Cole or you don't watch Dion Cole, if you're an adult, you're probably gonna enjoy Dion Cole. I was watching one of his older specials, and I didn't know it was an old special until he said this was Obama's last year in office, and I was like, oh, this special is old. But I was watching his stand-up comedy special, and he was like, every single thing that happens to me, I thank God. I go home, my electricity off, I flick that switch, the lights stay off, and I say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, thank you, God. Thank you that my electricity is off. He said if he on a date and he forget his wallet, thank you, God. Because now we really about to see how down this person is for me. And I was like, that could help so many people, being thankful through every single thing, because things are not necessarily happening to you, they're happening for you. And after, this morning, even though I was still sad about what I, did and said and things like that, I still looked in the mirror and I was like, well, thank you, because now I trust you to make the right decision for you, even when there's a lot of love there. Because it's the hardest when your heart is tied to a situation. For real, real. Now I trust myself fully to make the right decision for me regardless. So, yeah. I'll check it out. Thank you. You're welcome. Y'all, Dion Cole will give you a good laugh. Dion, Deon, Cole, Cole. He'll give you a good laugh. I'm actually going to finish that now. Now that I mentioned it, I'm going to have me something to eat, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up that special I was watching. He is too funny. He is too funny. All right, y'all. I got to go. All right, I gotta go. 8s are very significant, okay? Somebody might need to do manifestations times 8, and then it's 1221. Somebody need to do their manifestations in the mirror and possibly say it 8 times. I don't know, or 3, okay? All right. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Naomi's Light. Thank you, I don't know how to say your name, lovely, but I appreciate you as well. Right, for private readings, like Rachel reminded me, the link is below. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up at either my Instagram or my email, and I will be able to get back to you. Okay? Peace out.